Hi everyone, this is Master Jason and welcome to Mathematics for Young Achievers with Mervid Education Center. In this video, we're going to take a look on how to add and subtract fractions. Are you ready? Let's get started! To add or subtract fractions, we have 3 steps to follow. First, make sure the denominators are the same. Second, add or subtract the numerators and keep the denominators the same. Third, simplify the answer in its simplest form. Let's apply this concept. Are you ready? We add or subtract fractions with like denominators and unlike denominators. Let's start discussing on how to add or subtract fractions with like denominators. Let's say we have 5 over 9 plus 1 over 9. How can we add these two fractions? Notice that these two fractions have a common denominator 9. To add these two fractions with a common denominator, we add the numerators and keep the denominators the same. In this case, our denominator is equal to 9. Let's add the numerator. We have 5 plus 1. What do you think is the answer? That's right, we have 6 over 9. Always check if your answer can be simplified. 6 and 9 are divisible by 3, so we need to reduce our answer to lowest term. We will divide the numerator by 3. We will divide the numerator by 3. 6 divided by 3 is equal to 2. 9 divided by 3 is equal to 3. Therefore, our answer is equal to 2 over 3. Did you get it? Good job! Let's learn another one. Our next example is to add two negative fractions. Let's take a look how it works. We have negative 5 over 11 plus negative 3 over 11. What's the sum of these two negative fractions? Notice that these fractions have a common denominator 11. To add these fractions, just add the numerators and keep the denominators the same. In this case, our denominator is equal to 11. Next, add the two negative numbers. We have negative 5 plus negative 3. What do you think is the answer? That's right, we have negative 8 over 11. 8 over 11 cannot be simplified any further. Therefore, our final answer is equal to negative 8 over 11. Next, this time, how to subtract fractions. Let's take this. For example, we have 5 over 7 minus 2 over 7. Subtraction fractions work the same way. Notice that these fractions have the same denominator, and that is 7. To subtract these fractions, just subtract the numerators and keep the denominators the same. In this example, our denominator is equal to 7. Our numerator, we have 5 minus 2. What do you think is the answer? Perfect! We have 3 over 7. Can we still simplify this answer? That's right! 3 over 7 cannot be simplified any further. Therefore, 3 over 7 is our final answer. Let's learn another one. Here's another example. We have negative 4 over 15 minus 3 over 15. How can we subtract these fractions? Notice that these fractions have a common denominator, and that's 15. To subtract these fractions is just like adding two negative fractions. So to subtract these fractions, just add the numerators and keep the denominators the same. So we have 15, and add the numerator, we have negative 4 plus negative 3. What do you think is the answer? That's correct. We have negative 7 over 15. Since we cannot simplify any further 7 over 15, so this is our final answer. We have negative 7 over 15. Next, this time, let's learn how to add or subtract fractions with unlike denominators. Example, we have 3 over 8 plus 1 over 6. How can we add these unlike fractions? We all know that we cannot add fractions if they don't have the same denominator. The best way to add unlike fractions is by making their denominator the same. To do that, we take the LCM of these two fractions as their common denominator. The LCM of 8 and 6 is equal to 24. So, we multiply the first fraction by 3, the second fraction by 4. So we have 9 over 24 plus 4 over 24. What do you think is the answer? That's correct. We have 13 over 24. Did you get it? Excellent. Let's learn another one. Here's another example. We have 5 over 6 minus 1 over 4. Subtracting fractions with unlike denominators works the same way. We cannot subtract this fraction because they don't have the same denominator. To subtract this fraction, let's make their denominator the same. To do that, we take the LCM of these two denominators as their common denominator. What do you think is the LCM of 6 and 4? That's right. The LCM of 6 and 4 is 12. Let's multiply the first fraction by 2, the second fraction by 3. So we have 10 over 12 minus 3 over 12. Now we can subtract this fraction. 10 minus 3 is equal to 7, and copy the denominator. So we have 7 over 12. This is our final answer. Next, here's the last example. We have negative 1 over 6 minus 5 over 12. Again, we cannot subtract this fraction because they don't have the same denominator. What do you think is the LCM of 6 and 12? That's correct. The LCM of 6 and 12 is equal to 12. Therefore, let's multiply the first fraction by 2. So we have negative 2 over 12 minus 5 over 12. What is the next step? Add the numerators and keep the denominators the same. Always remember this. To subtract two negative fractions is like adding two negative fractions. So we have negative 2 plus negative 5 and copy the denominator. So our answer is equal to negative 7 over 12. Now, you deserve a hug. Alright, that's all for this video. Happy learning, students! See you next time!